publisher with a new as a prefix. Default publisher will have a prefix with new. So we need to change this new to a relevant project code. If you don't change, nothing is going to happen. But from the real-time point of view, or from the quality point of view, it is recommended to change this to a relevant project code. So here I'm going to change this to a relevant project code. So whatever the customizations and development we do, that will be prefixed with this. So here I change the prefix to SIT. So whatever the customizations and development we do, that will get prefixed with SIT. Now let me create a new custom entity. So whatever the customizations and development we are going to do, that will be specific to this custom entity. Whatever the customizations and development we're going to do, that will be specific to this custom entity. So to create a custom entity, I'll go to settings and then go to customizations here, customize the system. Now I go to entities here. So here I'm going to create a new entity called a new entity. Now this is very important. At the time of creating an entity, we have an option here to select a user or team or organization. So when we will select user or team or organization, see, every software application, not only Dynamics CRM, every software application will have the master data and transactional data. Every software application will have the master data and transactional data. So what is the difference between the master data and transactional data? Master data is also called the baseline data or the taxonomy data. Example of master data is state, country, zip code, carrier, product, state, country, zip code, carrier, product. These are all master data. Why do we call the master data? Because I cannot be the owner of a state, I cannot be the owner of the country, or I cannot be the owner of a zip code. Transactional data, where I am the owner of a particular record, or we need to implement some security, then we call that as transactional data. We need to implement some security, then we call that as a transactional data. So here I'm going to create a new entity called employee entity. Employee, and ownership, I'm going to select organization. Ownership, I'm going to select the user or team. Now where are we going to show this entity? Sales, service and marketing. Now primary entity, I'll name this as first name. Save it. So this will create three tables, one physical table and two virtual tables. This will create three tables, one physical table and two virtual tables. Whether it is a system entity or custom entity, it creates three tables, one physical table and two virtual tables. Next, I'll go to the forms here. I'm going to the main form here. I'm going to create an attributes here. Attributes are nothing but columns for this table. So I'm going to create a new attribute here, last name, and the field requirement level as business required. Now searchable by default it is yes, which allows you to enter the special characters. If you say searchable is equal to yes, it allows you to enter the special characters searchable. So here searchable means by default this field can be searched from advanced find, and there are some scenarios of the requirements where we need hidden fields. Now for that hidden fields, we will use searchable is equal to no. This is for the technical requirements. If you want to create some hidden fields, then we will say searchable equal to no. Now this, when we move to the field level security, we'll be covering this one. Auditing also, when we move to auditing, we'll be covering this one. Next we have the data type, single line, field type as simple, format is text, maximum characters 100 length, IMI mode. By default it is auto, which will allow you to enter the special characters like Chinese, Japanese or Korean characters. So if you don't want Chinese, Japanese or Korean characters, then you're going to deactivate it or disable it. Disable or inactivate it. Okay, now I am going to create an attribute here. Next, I'm going to create the attribute called email. Business required is mandatory. Business recommended is not mandatory. It is important. Business recommended is important but not mandatory. Okay, next I am going to select here the field type as format as email. Save it. Then we have phone. So I'm going to create an attribute with the phone as business recommended. Type as phone. Next you have URL. We have date time, date control. Next we have date time, date time. Then we have FTE as two options. So here I'm going to select two options. The next we have experience as two options. The next we have education. Education as option set. So we're going to add the option set. MBA, MCA, MS, BCA. So okay, we added the option set here. Next, description as multi-line text box. Salary as currency. The next we have decimal. Decimal. Next, on the whole number, we have like time zone related controls. So I'm going to create a time zone. This will be under whole number, time zone. Next, duration, whole number. Under whole number, you will see the duration, and then language control. Next, the languages. Save and close. Okay, now we are done with this one, right? Next, so this form layout, this feature is added in CRM 2013, which is called template-based UI. Template-based UI in dynamic CRM. So we can format this to 2-column or 3-column layout. So I'm going to format this to a 3-column layout. Now you can drag and drop the fields here. So this is called a tab. So I'll go to the tab here and employee general information, employee information. Inside this tab, we have a section here that is general, and then here we have attributes. Then next we have the out of box fields. Okay, so I'll drag and drop the fields here. Created by, created on, and the next we have modified by, modified on, status reason. So here next we have the last name, email, experience, FTE, education, description as multi-line text box. You can format it here. Formatted to 2-column. The next we have the languages here, phone, URL, time zone. Then next we have salary here, currency, date control, date and time, decimal, duration. Okay, so we added these attributes here. Okay, next save this one and then publish it. So these are all out of box attributes. Now close this. Refresh. So I go to sales here and then go to the employee entity. When you create a new record here, you create a new record here. Out of box system provides you the CURD operations. So we are not going to write any CURD operations that we create, update, retrieve, delete. Out of box system provides the CURD operations. So here I have CRM, app, info, email validation is done. Here blue color symbol, that is plus symbol, indicates that this is an important field, not mandatory. Star will indicate that this is a mandatory field. Now I save this record. Clear guys, any questions?
Farooq, I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, this custom entity, how this custom entity was added into the sales module where we have specified?
Yeah, so you go to settings and then go to customizations, customize the entity, go to entities, under entities we go to the employee entity. So this screen is called metadata, employee metadata. So here we will specify that.
So we can see in all three modules.
Yes, we can see all three or four, whatever is there, you can enable that one.
Okay. So which scenario we need to go with custom entities?
See, custom entities, which scenario you have to go is that, let's say if you are not able to achieve your requirements out of box, then you have to go with the custom entity. In case if you are able to achieve your requirement out of box, then not required. Let's say you want to create a payroll entry or employee entity. Employee entity is out of box, it is not there. Payroll entry is not there. So you create a custom entity, or states, countries, zip code. So these are all your custom entities.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, next if you notice here, out of box we have not written a code to create, update, retrieve, delete. System has provided the code to perform the CURD operations. Now there is a feature added in CRM 2011 that we can show the attributes in headers and footers. So what is the advantage of showing the attributes in headers and footers? See, let's say if we have a form and in that form we have more than 100 fields, then it is quite difficult for the end users to know and respond to the customer. So they want some common fields in headers and footers so that they can respond to the customer rapidly or immediately by seeing some common fields. So those common fields we can add in headers and footers. Maximum we can add 4 fields in headers and 4 fields in footers. So let me enable this one. So maximum you can add 4 fields in headers and 4 fields in footers. So we have created by created on. Next we have status and then owner. So next at the footer we have formatting it to 4 columns. Modified by, modified on, status, owner. Okay. Next, you can also render this two options as a checkbox style. For experience, I am formatting. If you see here, for experience, I am going to format here. to checkbox. So this will render as a checkbox style. Save this one and then publish your customization. Save this and then publish your customizations.
Hi, Farooq.
Yes.
Yeah, can you just repeat what you did? Actually, I didn't get from where did you took the radio button. Just by double
So
clicking it?
you're double clicking on this one. When you double click on this one, a pop-up window opens it, and in that pop-up window, go to formatting. In the formatting, you select the checkbox. So this will render as a checkbox.
Okay, okay.
Okay, now let me go back and refresh here. Okay, so here if you notice here, this is the header and this is the footer. This is the header and this is the footer. And then this is rendering as a checkbox style. This is rendering as a checkbox type. Next up, in Dynamics CRM 2013, there is a new feature added where we can show image control. Image control. Till 2011, this feature was not available, but from 2013, this feature has been added, showing the image control on Dynamics CRM forms. Showing the image control on Dynamics CRM forms. So maximum we can show only one image control. We cannot show more than one image control on dynamic CRM forms. We can't show more than one image control on dynamic CRM forms. And then there is a limitation that we can upload only 5 MB of image. We cannot upload more than 5 MB of image. And the height, alignment, width, we don't have any control. We don't have any control to change the height, alignment, and width of the image. Maximum 5 MB of image we can upload, not more than 5 MB of image. Okay, now to create the image attribute, we go to the form editor, and here I'm going to create a new entity, new attribute called image. Image, and then I am going to select here image, save and close. Then go to form properties. And here go to display and then click on show image of the form. Click OK. Next we do save and then publish your customization. Close this. So if you go here, maximum you can upload 5 MB of image. And we cannot upload more than one image per entity record. We can't upload more than one image per entity record. Maximum 5 MB of image, and we cannot upload more than 5 MB image. And we don't have any control to change the height, width, alignment of the image. Clear, guys? Any questions?
Yeah, one question. Which
Yes.
like JPG, PNG, all formats are being supported?
Yes, all. So when you click on this one, right, here it will support all of the form. Okay, next we will move to another topic that is relationships in Dynamics CRM. See, relationship is like you are extending the functionality of your project. Relationship is that you are extending the functionality of your project. Example, we have employee. Now, employee may be having a relationship maybe with the department, or employee may be working for multiple projects. Employee may be having multiple payrolls. So relationship is like without relationship, you will not be able to extend the functionality of dynamic CRM. So to extend the functionality of dynamic CRM, we use relationships in dynamic CRM. So here, if you see here, there are three types of relationships in dynamic CRM. There are three types of relationships: one-to-many relationship. So here I have one-to-many relationship. We have one here, one account and many contacts. So this type of relationship is like one to many, one account, many contacts. Now from contacts, it is many contacts associated to one account. From contacts, it is many to one. From accounts, it is one to many. From accounts, it is one to many, and from contacts, it is many to one. Example, one trainer is taking many batches. Many batches are associated to one trainer. And the third type of relationship, is many to many. So in many to many relationship, we don't have any restrictions. In many to many relationships, we don't have any restrictions. N number of leads are associated to N number of opportunities. So here, N number of trainers are taking N number of batches. N number of trainers are taking N number of batches. Now, on top of the relationships, there are relationship type behaviors in dynamic CRM. There are relationship type behaviors in dynamic CRM. So there are different relationship type behaviors in dynamic CRM system. A parental relationship type automatically defined by the Microsoft Dynamics CRM. For system entity relationship, you cannot modify this kind of relationship. So if your relationship type is system, you will not be able to modify this type of relationship. Parental. All operations on a parent entity are propagated to the child entity instance. If the entity instance is deleted, its related entity instance will also get deleted. So when you delete an account record, the contacts will also get deleted. When you delete an account record, the contacts will also get deleted if your relationship type is parental. If the entity instance is assigned, every record is having a button called assign. This assign, what does it do is that it will change the owner of the record. Assign will change the owner of the record. So if you change the owner of the parent record, the child records will also get updated. If the entity instance is shared with another user, its related entity instance will also be shared with another user. Then next comes the refresh null. Operations are not cascade between entities. If the entity instance is deleted, only the link from its related entity instance is deleted. If the entity instance is deleted, only the link from its related entity instance is deleted. If the entity instance is assigned to another user, its related entity instance are not affected. So if your relationship type is refreshal, when you assign a parent record, the child records will not get updated. If the entity instance is shared with another user, the child records will not affected if the relationship type is refreshal. Then next comes the refreshal restrict. The entity instance can only be deleted. If it has no related entity instance. The entity instance can only be deleted if it has no related entity instance. Otherwise, this relationship type is same as refreshal. The next comes the configurable cascading rules. Cascading rules can be configured for most actions. For system relationship, you can select the cascading rules for all actions except merge or delete. For the custom relationship, cascading rules can be selected for all actions except to merge. Cascading on merge is dependent on the reference entity. If the reference entity is an account, contact, or lead, the action cascade, otherwise it does not. So here we have the predefined rules, that is cascade all. What does it mean, cascade all? perform the actions on the specified entity instance and all the related entity instance. What does it mean? When you perform any action to this records will also get updated. This records will also get updated. Next, cascade none. Perform the action on a specified entity instance only. Do not cascade to the related entity instance. So when you perform any action to this records will not get affected if your rule is set to cascade none. The next, cascade active. Perform the action on a specified entity instance and all the related entity instances that are active are open. What does it mean? When you perform an action to the parent record, child records where state code is active, only those records will get affected. Child records where state code is active, only those records will get affected. The next, we have cascade user own. Perform the action on a specified entity instance and all the related entity instances that are owned by the same user. Next, remove link. Perform the action on a specified entity instance and remove the link to the related entity instance. No changes are made to the related entity instance. So when you perform any of these actions to the parent record, child records will not get affected. Restrict applies to delete only. So the delete is not allowed if other entities that reference the ID. What does it mean? If you're trying to delete this parent record, if we have any child records associated, you will not be able to delete a parent record. Now, to create these relationships in dynamic CRM, we will go to settings and then go to customizations, customize the entity, then go to entities. Under entities, we will go to the employee entity. So here you will see one-to-many relationship. I'm going to create a one-to-many relationship. My primary entity is the employee, and what is the related entity? One employee, many leads. One employee, and many leads. And whatever we discussed theoretical, right? Here you can notice here, parental means what? Cascade all, cascade all, cascade all, cascade all. And then refresh null means cascade none, cascade none, cascade none, remove link, cascade none. The next we have refresh null, restrict, delete, cascade none, cascade none, cascade none. For delete, we are going to say restrict. Then next we have configurable cascading rules. Configurable cascading rules. For assign, we can have cascade active, cascade user own, or cascade none. Share cascade active, cascade user own, cascade none. Unshare same thing. And for restrict, for delete, we can have a restrict. Okay. Next, for this one, we are going to select refresh null, save and close. Employee. Next, I'm going to create another relationship, N to 1. What is N?
Sorry
N
to
is
interrupt, Farooq.
yes,
Hello.
yes.
Yeah. Actually, as we have created 1:n relationship, and we have given the field lookup field as employee. So that
Correct.
employee field will be available in the lead form, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay. It is not available in employee form.
Yes, no. So whether it is one-to-n relationship or n-to-one relationship, every time the lookup control will be on the related entity but not on the primary entity. When you create
Okay.
one-to-many relationship or many-to-one relationship, the lookup control will be there only on the related entity but not on the primary entity.
Okay, got it.
So here I'm going to create many-to-one, many employees associated to one account, and here I'm going to say configurable cascading rules and restrict. So I'm setting the rule as restrict, delete as restrict, save and close. The third type of relationship is many to many. Many employees associated to many opportunities. Many employees associated to many opportunities, save and close. Now we'll go back to the forms here. And then I'll go to the main form. So here I'm going to insert a two column, that is as relationship, and I'm going to insert a one column. So here I'll name it as one to many relationship, one employee, one employee, many leads. Many to one. Many employees associated to one account or contact. And third type of relationship is like many to many relationship. Many employees associated to many opportunities. Many employees associated to many opportunities. Next, in Dynamic CRM 2011, there is a new feature added where we can show the related records in the subgrid. So I'm going to create a subgrid here. Leads. Next, I'm going to format here two column. We can drag and drop the lookup control. So we can create a relationship from the lookup control also. This feature is added in from 2013 onwards. So I'm going to create a new lookup, this contact. I selected here the lookup as contact, save and close. Now drag and drop.
Whenever we create a lookup field, the relationship directly gets created, right?
Right. This feature is added from 2011 onwards.
Sorry.
This feature is added from 2011 onwards.
Okay.
Next, I'm going to add here the end-to-end relationship subgrid. Select here, go to subgrid, that is opportunity. Now I'll save this one and then publish your customizations. Okay, now once we publish this one, right? Now let me close this. We go to sales and then go to the employee entity. So here I go open this record. Now I'm going to add the records here, multiple records. So here I added for 1, 2, 3 records I added. Now I'm going to associate Adventure Works and then Maria. So here this is many to many relationship. So you can add all the opportunities here. Next, when I go and create a new record here, save it. Now here if you notice here the record which is already associated, if I add it, it says that the record is already associated. The record which is not associated, that record I can add here. The record which is not associated, that record I'm going to add here. the record which is not associated, only those records we can add here. Okay, next here we don't have any restriction because this type of relationship is many to many. We don't have any restriction here. This type of relationship is what? Many employees associated to one account and many employees associated to one contact. Now when you go to the account here, and try to delete this account, if you delete this account, what it says that the record could not be deleted because there is an association. If you go to the navigation item and then go to the employees here, you will see the associated records here. You see the associated records. Now you can delete an account which does not have any employees. So we have another account that is Litware. So if I delete this Litware, it will allow me to delete a record. So Litware will get deleted. But when I delete the adventure works, it says that the child record is there. You will not be able to delete a parent record. Clear guys, any questions?
One question, Farooq.
Yes.
Actually, whenever we have learned about N is to N relationship, there is something, a term called self-referential. So I couldn't never get like what was it? What they wanted to tell about self-referential.
Self-referential is like self-referential relationship. So where you are saying?
Whenever on the internet I try to learn about N is to N relationships, I
Okay,
have come
self-relationship,
across.
self-relationship is like creating a relationship with the same entity. So I'll show you that example with the other topic, that is hierarchical visualization.
Sure, no issues.
So when we move to hierarchical visualization, right, we'll see the topic.
Fine.
So clear, any questions? Hello? Okay guys, so if no questions, then we'll continue tomorrow at the same time with other topics.
Farooq, I have actually missed the administration part. I'm actually attending the 7 a.m. classes in the morning, and this part was missed by me. And yesterday also, due to power cut and all, I couldn't attend. So is there any new batch starting?
New batch, I'll update you. New batch, it may take another week time to start.
Yeah, I would be there available on tomorrow's session. You can update me whenever.
Sure.